Several months ago, when the PlayStation 5 was released, Sony was threatening to sue Dbrands over their Darkplates. Dbrands publicly teased Sony, double daring them with a cherry on top to sue them. 6 months later, Sony has obliged Dbrands by slapping them with a cease and desist letter to stop distributing their Darkplates. And if this isn't some kind of publicity stunt or PR hoax between Sony and Dbrands, it makes Sony look very, very stupid, considering less than 24 hours later, Dbrand released a second version or iteration, an upgraded version of their Darkplates that actually has better looks and functionality than the stock plates, and Sony has nothing to say. Alrighty, Stallions, welcome to the Gamer Heaven. I'm your host, AK40 Kevin, sharing my screen over here. This article will be cited or sourced in the description below, as I do anytime I cover any news in the gaming community or industry. I am going to give you the ultra Cliff Notes version of what the hell is going on here. Basically, Sony, before releasing the PlayStation 5, said they did intend to sell different side plates, different colors, maybe some special edition or themed ones for some of their exclusive games, definitely an all black or gray version. The PlayStation 5 has been out for 11 months and 6 days, and yet these plates don't exist. Well, not from Sony at least. A company called Dbrands, which has been on the market for over a decade, making things like cell phone cases and screen protectors and pop sockets and accessories like that, came out with what is called Darkplates, which is basically a way for you to black out or go with a flat, matte, dark, black side plate, which in my opinion does look a lot more cosmetically pleasing than the reverse Oreo design from Sony. Sony didn't like that Dbrands released this product before they could release theirs. They threatened to sue them. And in response, Dbrands literally told Sony to go f themselves and threatened to sue us. Come on, just sue us. Kevin from the past is going to give you a quote verbatim. We've come down here, Darkplates. Go ahead, sue us. We've taken Sony's monumental achievement in bad design and fixed it. When you look at this microscopic texture inside the Darkplates, what do you see? If your answer is a familiar but legally distinct apocalyptic spin on the classic PlayStation button shapes, you might be one of our lawyers. So finally, 6 to 7 months later, Sony finally does hit Dbrands, not with a full-on lawsuit, but with a cease and desist, i.e. stop distributing these products. The reason Sony now hits Dbrands with a cease and desist letter is it does seem that they have obtained their patent for their side plates, which a lot of PlayStation fans believe that means that they will start releasing limited edition or different colorway or themed side plates. Now, why isn't Sony hitting all these small third-party mini vendors on, eBay and Etsy with cease and desist? Why just Dbrands? Well, I would say probably because Dbrands literally drug their nutsack across Sony's forehead. I know that's graphic, and I apologize for that kind of imagery to paint a picture for you guys like that, but that's literally what they did. They humiliated Sony by not only just saying sue us, but also all over their website, they're clowning on the PlayStation's design. A day after getting hit with this cease and desist, Dbrand changed up their formula, their design just enough to get Sony off their back, i.e. they're not using the same pattern that was basically a faux representation of the Sony face buttons, cross, square, circle, and triangle. Dbrand put a cool little quirky flair on it, but it was still very, very eerily close to Sony's design. But now, they have released their Darkplates 2.0, which not only look a whole hell of a lot cooler, will most likely be cheaper than Sony's offering, but they actually have a functional purpose now, adding vents for the fans, for the exhaust fans. That's great. And the way that Dbrand goes about their whole marketing campaign is basically just clowning on Sony. Checkmate. Lawyers. Scrolling down here. Whoa, it's evolving the PlayStation 5. Doing this with my scroll wheel as I try and scroll down the screen. Our loss is your gain. Imagine you're a 15 million yen enterprise who just spent a small fortune designing their next generation gaming console. A privately held corporation run by robots makes it black. The world rejoices. You're livid. Talking about Sony here. You vent your frustration to a team of lawyers. They get to work. Now, under threat of litigation, those robots have to redesign their Darkplates, while also funding a legal defense. Needless to say, some corners were cut. You're welcome. The corners that they're talking about cutting are the flaps off the PlayStation, and I think it looks way better like this. Now, a lot of people might prefer the flappy design. I've had my PlayStation for about 6.5 months now. Every night I kiss her before I go to bed, and I take a look at her and I say to myself, God, I wish you didn't have those damn flaps. And now Dbrands has shaved those off, and it looks really clean with this rounded edge here. Not to mention, boys, boom. Adding vents. Give those fans some air. Time for a physics quiz. Do you think oxygen can pass through a 3mm panel of uninterrupted plastic? If you answered no, congratulations. You're qualified to be our next and only fan scientist. It's a dangerous line of work, but you'll also get to tell us things like, you should add some vents to the Darkplates. Moments before a horrific industrial accident. Fair trade. Improving thermals. Looks cool. Runs cooler, baby. In the time it took you to read the last paragraph, we found a fan scientist. Somewhere between doing a lot of math and walking headfirst into an oversized fan blade, he told us that your console will run cooler because of the vents we added. We extend heartfelt thanks to Fan Scientist and condolences to his family. If they'd like to sue us for his wrongful death, we'll have to get in line. Got him. Avoiding lawsuit, ... Thanks, Sony. Do you know how many lawyers we had to go through to find some that were willing to take on the Darkplates case? We'll give you a hint. The answer lies at the bottom of Lake Ontario. Turns out our new lawyers can handle either the murder charges or the Darkplates file, but not both. We may be in a maximum security prison by the end of the year, but at least your PlayStation 5 will have an undisputably original design. Every paragraph is just clowning on Sony, not to mention, other than their words here, the design is better than what Sony's console looks like, and it's more functional. You have an actual cutout for the fan, which I've had my side plates off 3 times now, changing out the SSD. It just makes sense that if you have a 120mm exhaust fan there shouldn't be a solid block of plastic that it can't travel through. So Dbrands, nice. I also like the fact you shaved off the fins there. Also, side point, I do like your website, Dbrands. If you'd like to send me a pair of these panels, I would love to test and review them on the channel. Colonizing Mars. We proudly boast that the Darkplates 1.0 packaging was the pinnacle of box science. What do you do when you've already reached the summit? The answer is obvious. Get even higher. Ooh, go even higher. Today, we're proud to announce that we've sent our box scientists to Mars. It's going to take a while to replace those who perished on the one-way journey, but the result speaks for themselves. And their presentation is very good. You're not going to get these with these $15 plates you find on like Etsy and Amazon. These are pretty dope. It comes in a little carrying case, a little treasure chest, if you will. But wait, there's more. They also have light strips that fit directly over the existing light strips, which are literally only the status indicator lights. So yellow when it's in standby, a subtle white. I don't know why I said it like that. A subtle white when it's on. Oh, as I scroll with my mouse wheel, it's changing the colors. I really do like their website design. Little touches like that make a very good shopping experience. Darkplates meet light strips. If you've made it this far down the page without buying anything, you're probably a lawyer. Good news for us, bad news for you. There probably aren't any newly improved patents on custom LED light strips. Middle skins or all new Darkplates 2.0 colorways serve us another C&D if we're wrong. Cease and Desist is what that stands for. Wave 1, sold out. Wave 2, sold out. Wave 3, which they're on currently, would ship in January. Wave 4 would ship in February. So these things are selling out like hotcakes. Even down here at the bottom, 3 colorways, limited stock, not illegal. Over here, also not illegal. They're listing it as a feature for this product. Like I just dangling it in front of Sony. Like, hey, you gave us a cease and desist. We redesigned it. Now we have an exhaust fan, light strips, and we removed the flaps and nicer packaging. Oh God. I don't know if this was some kind of a marketing stunt or a PR debacle between Sony and Dbrands trying to scissor each other, but in my humble opinion, and keep in mind I have literally no affiliation with Dbrands whatsoever, I do think that their dark plates look pretty damn badass. I have no idea what Sony's offerings are going to look like, and these are not cheap by any means. Sharing my screen once again, these are $70, and that's before you start adding options like lights. I do have a middle skin on here, which I think looks really cool. If I were to buy these, how I would spec them out, if you will, is no LED lights because these are one solid color, and there are companies on Amazon, for example, Extreme Rate offers a RGB light kit that I believe even has a remote control. Don't quote me on that, but it does change colors through the color spectrum, as where these are just solid colors, so I would forego that. I would probably get this robot camo in the middle skin here because I think it looks super sick. And then I like the retro gray because it is very reminiscent of the PlayStation 1. That is exactly what it's supposed to look like. The matte black is also really cool. Then they also have classic white if you still want to stay with that theme. If this is a serious litigation process from Sony trying to slap the C&D or cease and desist on Dbrands, it didn't really work out because it backfired, because less than a day later they have an even better product than they did before. And where's your plates? Console's been out for like 9 months. You still have a lot of customers that want PS5s, so they're not even really thinking about plates. But if they are, they have an option here with Dbrands. That upsets you. That is going to do it, Stallions. If you enjoyed this gaming news, liking the video will help it to get seen by others. This information will reach and give them a little chuckle. If you think Sony needs to pull a stick out of their tuchus, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, and honest gaming peripheral reviews, and I will see you tomorrow because I upload daily.